don't change your screen. We are still the same people, same plumbers, everything. This Mzansi Fundiz podcast. We just come to you from the Loftus change room, the away change room. In terms of the Premiership, no team has come here and left here with 3 points. Am I lying?
No, you are stating facts. He's even looking at you otherwise.
He doesn't like what I'm saying. In the Cup,
I demolished.
There's 2 teams that have come here. Stellies and Kaiser Chiefs came here. But we're not here for that.
Stellies were at the other side.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
We want to congratulate Berkane. They are the champions of the Confed Cup. Hey. You see, Cox is not in studio. He doesn't even know his own tracking events. But there was a lot of activities there.
Yeah.
Let's start with the stadium. Benjamin Mkapa was not available for them.
Most definitely.
Did that play a big advantage to the away team?
Not necessarily. I mean, Simba still had an advantage. They're playing in a familiar environment. It's at home. It's at Tanzania. They had the support. You know, they had to do what they need to do. They had to go there and win the game by 2 or more goals to be champions. Unfortunately, it was not to be.
Let's say your people could not win. Cox, Simba team seems to have been driven by a lot of emotions. Did the emotions take the better of them in terms of making, because they didn't seem to be calm enough to be able, there was a lot of, even after the game, there was a lot of emotions.
I think before I get into that, the uncertainty of Benjamin Mkapa is going to be a huge problem for team. The fact that they could not even know, like days before, whether for sure it will not be available, for sure it will be available. They kept on knocking, kept on trying.
But saying that, just so that we are clear, there's a specific time that CAF has. If you are not ready on the 5th,
whether you keep on,
you keep knocking, but at that time
they won't change anything.
Because
however, I'm just saying,
production know that
it makes it easier for a team to know that when I'm going to play a final next week, I'm going to Benjamin. It makes it a lot easier in terms of preparation for coaches to know that this is the venue that I'm going to play on, and you can play to the strength of that venue. We saw Sundowns, what they like doing like on this field. It's their strength. They put water because they know that they can make the ball glide. They know that the players will be ready. It's what you have to use home ground advantage. Coming back to your question about emotions, it was always meant to be an emotional game. However, what I had noticed, the application thereof, kudos to Fadlu. He remained very calm. In the midst of, the referee was trigger happy.
And very happy.
All he did was yellow here, yellow there. You get it. Oprah Winfrey was in an Oprah Winfrey mood where he was just giving one. I even thought he's going to give the 4th official.
Yeah, well, the controversy was there. You would see that there was some hullabaloo and footage.
Who got the red card there? Was it the coaches?
But Cox, for the first time on this one, it was probably the first time that we see a lot of decisions were not for the home team, but against the home team.
And then what happened afterwards? It raises questions afterwards, because now the Simba people were alert to say, because they know these things. Yeah. They were alert to the fact that, matter, why is this? Because usually we know hometown decisions are hometown decisions. Now, them finding the referee in that changing room puts another question mark. It's a position, whether nothing happened or not, it's a position you don't want to find yourself in.
And I think what the rest should have done after the game, if you didn't say congratulations to him on the field or shake his hand,
that's it. It's over.
Because
like, what are you doing in my house after a match?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What is it that you can discuss inside an opponent's changing room after a match? It puts him in a very compromising position.
Absolutely.
And not only does it put the refs on the day, but it also put CAFs in a very difficult situation, because now they must explain, what were you doing?
Yeah. You must write a report. And
the commissioner now has to write it.
They have to demand that. Why was he there? He had no business to be there. The game is done. And controversially so, that game, tempers were flying there. And for you to be seen in that space, it's quite...
remember also,
quite embarrassing.
Yeah, Simba scored the second goal. And VAR, rightfully so. Yeah. Rightfully so. Yeah. But you look at those decisions and look at the minor decision that we're going against, it's putting him in a compromising position. That's what we don't want that thing in African football. Like, we need to condemn it at all costs.
Refs, stay away from clubs' change rooms.
You will have lunch after somewhere.
No, you should never even have one teeth bump into each other.
If it's your chomi, maybe they are friends. Chomi, my chomi, so my
But
friend.
if you're doing chomi, my chomi, then it's suspicious. Then we come here, man. Hey, Finston was sitting here. That's why Lufuno chose this.
You were sitting here.
But Finston did not score.
You were sitting here. Let's start there. Mayele, you were sitting here. You know what it means. When you finish demolishing these people in Egypt, I want you somewhere so that you can continue demolishing them here in South Africa.
So, in essence, what Lufuno is saying is that Finston must leave playing the Champions League and downgrade to Confed.
Lufuna has to be selfish.
Mayele will be playing for a big team in South Africa. Biggest in the country.
Lufuna has to be selfish in this regard. If you look at, let's say what he's saying is true. So now he wants Finston to be a champion of the Champions League.
He's done there.
And then finish and then come and play. No,
he's done there.
I'm applying what it is that he wants.
Yeah.
So according to chronologically, that's what he wants. He wants this man to go and win the Champions League and then come and play. Maybe he wants the revival of the team. We don't know. He's being selfish, but I understandably so.
We fully understand. But Docs, the team that came here on Saturday, they came and did a job. It was a heist there in the pitch.
Yeah, it was a heist. But I need to say kudos to Kuliso. Kuliso, when they say now I can clap hands.
No.
Kuliso there I can clap hands.
Kuliso proved he's the best right back in the continent.
On all he did, just wait, see what it is that you are trying to do, take the ball, move forward. Kuliso, what Mamelodi Sundowns has done for Kuliso, I've seen Kuliso playing in the NFD. I've seen Kuliso play there at JDR Stars. I've seen Kuliso go and play at Black Leopards. But the Kuliso that we're seeing right now, matured. It's just that age is not on his side. There were possibility of a European move, but yeah.
The smartness of Kuliso, please share.
Coming back to your question of they've done the job. And they did the job where you would not expect them to do the job. But he did say, the coach, that I've seen Sundowns weakness.
But here's my thing, and I told you that the Sundowns weakness is the defense. That goal could have been prevented if certain players have put press on the ball.
And you know what the funny part is, Lefuno? Minutes before that, Tapelo was on the right, where the cross came from. Now you're having this problem because if you check the game, how it was flowing, every single time they would play the ball on Mudiwa's side. So now they were overloading Mudiwa's side. He thought he's doing justice by bringing him this side to try and close game.
At that moment, Kuliso then says to the bench, he says, no, yes. The bench then says, no, come this side. Where Tapelo left, it's where...
That's where the cross came from.
But here's my question. Loftus is packed. A packed Loftus, 77th minute. Shikabala has been playing cameo. Psychologically, if you put in that man, you destroy everybody that's set in it because Themba's got an aura in the continent. And Themba would have taken the fans and said, I'll carry you on my shoulders just by them lifting him up another notch. Automatically, psychologically, you are saying to Pyramid, welcome to Tshwane Mamelodi. But then, Cardoso brings in Neo Mayema. Surely, from a Pyramid perspective, you're going perfect play.
From a Pyramid perspective, you're saying perfect play. But remember, we were speaking about the same Neo Mayema last week. Neo has been gradually increasing. So is it that worth the risk? You've been looking at how Sundowns have been playing in the league. You could see that he's leaning towards Leo. He's even apologized to say, hey, maybe I judged this.
He recalled him back.
Yeah, he recalled him from 10.
He recalled him back from 10. So what people must also understand that as much as Cardoso has made mistakes in terms of tactics or who he needs to bring in, who he needs to take out, I want to give credit to that coach of Pyramid that kept pushing and looking for the goal. They kept knocking until they get the goal.
They were not taking chances.
Yeah, until they get the goal.
But here's that goal. I think that
you don't want to say because
that goal, copy and paste. With that cross, Mvala, boom.
It's not a copy and paste. That was a copy and paste. What somebody has a free key.
Yeah. Same area, same crime scene. Same crime scene.
Here's where then Lufuno, and you've got to be able to look at it and say, Neo's played well at Chad.
Yeah.
Chen, this is not Chen, Chief. Even national teams don't take Chen serious. I apologize.
We need to look at that mentality. Apologize.
Okay. South Africa takes Chen so serious that Hugo Bruce is not there. South Africa takes Chen so serious that the national team players. So, now performed well at Chen. Chief, this is the finals of the Champions League. This is the finals that will make sure that you alter the badge of the crest of the club. You now have 2 stars.
But why are you blaming Chen? Because your problems are not lying in Chen.
Now you take
Go and talk to the right person. Your right person is Cardoso. You must talk to Cardoso. He's the one that made a decision that Shikapala sit outside and then Mayela must come in. So why are you blaming Chen?
Don't say that Cardoso used the form of Chen. You can't.
No, we're just saying.
Right now, when you are diverting,
you're diverting
you must
to
get
Chen.
to confront the man.
Yes.
Cardoso. Zokombo Muzo. He's even been deployed.
Call him out. If you want to say shit about it,
Technically, he was wrong.
Here's my thing.
Don't blame it.
Tournament.
Mshishi should have played from the 77th minute because it would have changed the complex of the game.
Let me tell you something.
No, wait. Because he says in his press conference, he wanted a team to retain the ball and maintain the ball. Who is better than doing that? Who is better at lifting this Loftus? Mshishi would have done that.
But Maboza,
That's where Cardoso bought.
you must also be aware of the fact that there are other things contractually that have to happen. No, we have to educate on that. There are other things contractually that will force a coach to make certain decisions. I cannot go as a sporting director to go fetch a player, spend so much money, and then saying this player is going to win.
And if you have listened to the coach, the coach said the first time when he looked at Salas, he says, oh, I didn't like it. But he has to play.
Okay.
But he knew that
He has to play.
whether he liked it,
He has to play.
This team must wait. Contractually, there is no contract in South Africa that says, from a Sundowns perspective.
We don't know. We don't know.
No, I know for a fact.
Let's fight. That's okay.
There is no player whose contract says you must.
That's okay. But what I'm saying to you,
There's no black and white.
what I'm saying to you, there might not be any black and white paper that says.
But-
however, as a sporting director, I cannot go to the chairman and say,
you ask-
I want Lufuno, I want to buy Lufuno.
60 million
It's going
rand.
to cost me this much.
And he doesn't play.
And I say, oh, you can't win the Champions League. I'm going to get you a person that's going to win you the Champions League.
There's the guy.
Get Lufuno.
There's
Then
the
I
guy.
come back to the coach and say, and I don't say it to the coach, but this is the guy that I said.
It's
is going to win the
strange.
Champions League.
Involved.
If Lufuno does not play, that means that I've wasted, and the team goes on to win the Champions League. That means that I've
By the way, Mpo, saying that statistically doesn't agree with you. Salas is one of the goal scorers at Sundowns. He's also one of the assistants. No, but we're talking football now. If we're talking football, you cannot run away from that. He's number 3. You cannot run away from that.
Let me give it to you.
Yeah.
So you don't understand this thing. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't understand. No, wait. This is Pretoria.
Yeah.
This is Loftus.
Yeah.
Packed Loftus. You want to psychologically say to the opposition that this is my hope. Hey, wait. I'm going to have a gagging order against these two. You now need somebody who can be able to retain the ball, to keep the ball for you. You have a Themba Zwane. He comes on. Here are the things that he will do. The crowd. What
I agree with you.
Then he does that psychologically to the opposition.
But the coach says something to you. The coach says to you,
We hear all of those things that
Chika
you're
would
saying.
have done. Cardoso go.
Would have, could have, should have.
it doesn't work. It doesn't work in football.
Funny enough, I agree with you that Themba Zwane would have been the perfect fit. However, I should not try and act like I don't understand what's happening in football, the things that are happening in football. Themba Zwane, you can tell that the coach does not rate, in terms of the pecking order, he does not rate him highly than the players that he's been made available to win the Champions League. Because the argument that will be brought forward
is to win the Champions League.
But you had this very same Themba Zwane the past 8 years.
He didn't win it.
What happened?
He didn't win it.
He was dancing on Nandi.
And he was even more fresher.
And I agree with you when I say Themba, but I understand what's happening background.
Coming weekend, Sunday, Cardoso. You don't have leeway. We must win that Themba back.
I saw a cherry and it was red.